Hi, and welcome. You're listening to the X22 Report. My name is Dave, and this is episode 2400, and today's date is February 9th, 2021, and the title of the episode is, Are the Patriots Now Putting Pressure on the Central Bank Fiat System? Let's talk about investing. The economy is too uncertain. International relations are shaky. You can't count on anyone except yourself. That's why many investors are deciding to buy gold and silver and keep it with them. Noble Gold is your perfect choice. You can have your precious metals shipping right to your door. Here's a great place to start. This 4 set of American Eagle 22-karat gold coins is the perfect investment. And all 4 of these, $5, $10, $25, and $50 coins, are bullion-grade proofs, authenticated by the U.S. Mint. There are just 20 sets around, so it's first come, first serve. There's also a mystery surprise extra coin as a holiday gift with each set. Discover more and call Noble Gold at 877-646-5347 or click the link in the description. Let's get into the economic collapse financial news. Now, it seems the Patriots, they are pushing the envelope when it has to do with the economy. They're showing the American people everything the central bank, the deep state, is doing. The people are being brought to the precipice of destruction. Remember, when you affect someone's wallet, when you affect how they earn money, how you affect how they get jobs, when you affect how they can run their businesses and grow their businesses, when you do all of this, people take notice. People start to see very, very clearly, very, very quickly. And this is what's happening right now, because remember what Trump has done during the last 4 years. These individuals, I'm talking about the deep state, the central bank, the mainstream media, the invisible enemy, they are working overtime. You can see they're trying to put everything back the way it was. It's very, very clear. Even with this $1.9 trillion pandemic relief measure, where do you think all this money's going? $1 trillion. Do you think it's going to the American people? Yes, a small portion of it. But what else is happening? They're trying to bring back Obamacare. What did Trump do when he was president? He got rid of that penalty. The penalty, which was completely unconstitutional. It was a tax if you didn't accept something. The government health insurance. Remember, this was created by the health insurance companies. Most of the exchanges, like 50+% of them, went bankrupt. This was before Trump. This was during when Obama was president. And people, they went ahead with no health insurance. They paid the penalty because the premiums skyrocketed. Now, what else do they have in this? Well, it seems they also put in the $15 minimum wage. And we know that this is going to cost millions of jobs. We've seen it before. What happens when you raise the minimum wage? Well, you raise the expenses of the company. Are they bringing in more sales? Are they making more money? Think about the small businesses. No, they are not. So what do? They lay off people and they say, okay, you get $15, but these 2 people have to go because we can't afford them. What do big corporations do? They replace individuals with electronic, computerized registers. Why do you think when you go into Home Depot or any of the big stores, why do you think there's one person handling like 8 registers? There's a reason for that. Why do you think you're doing it yourself now? They don't have to pay you. And they couldn't pay all those other people. If they continue to do this, you're going to see more and more jobs completely disappear. Actually, Biden's advisor, Jared Bernstein, he reacted to the Congressional Budget Office study, saying, yes, it's going to cost about 1 million jobs, just like when Biden got rid of the pipeline. Yes, I know they're talking about the green future, solar panels. Well, where are those jobs? Under Obama and Biden, they created a lot of companies, green companies. Most of them went bankrupt. They don't exist anymore. Had nothing to do with Trump. The same thing's happening right now. But I do believe the Patriots behind the scenes, they are still in control. Yes, this is something everyone needs to see. Why? Because it's going to bring people to the precipice of destruction. When you reach that precipice, you demand change. When you see it happen in real time, very, very quickly, you say, this isn't right. This is not working for this country, for the people of this country. And this is what people are noticing, not just Republicans, but everyday Americans. They're noticing that these individuals that are running the country right now, the mayors, the governors, those individuals that were barking dictator-like laws, locking people down, stopping people from running their businesses. People, they don't forget. They remember, especially when you lose your business because of this. Let's talk about investing. The economy is too uncertain. International relations are shaky. You can't count on anyone except yourself. That's why many investors are deciding to buy gold and silver and keep it with them. Noble Gold is your perfect choice. You can have your precious metals shipping right to your door. Here's a great place to start. This 4 set of American Eagle 22-karat gold coins is the perfect investment. And all 4 of these, $5, $10, $25, and $50 coins, are bullion-grade proofs, authenticated by the U.S. Mint. There are just 20 sets around, so it's first come, first serve. There's also a mystery surprise extra coin as a holiday gift with each set. Discover more and call Noble Gold at 877-646-5347 or click the link in the description. Especially when you find out that it didn't have to be this way, because the evidence is pointing in the opposite direction. We also have come to find out that hydroxychloroquine works. Trump mentioned this back in March. The mainstream media and the rest went crazy. Can you imagine if we had hydroxychloroquine back in March and April? There'd be no pandemic. Yes, it's time to hold people accountable. We wouldn't have all these people out of work. We would have all these businesses shut down. But they made sure that people didn't realize what the cure was, how it helped. There are plenty of doctors that prove this. Zelenko, there are many studies across the world that prove this. The frontline doctors, yes, they have clinical trials, peer-reviewed. They have real cases, real time, where it helped individuals. At the same time, the media was telling that it would kill you. What did that do for the economy? Well, it hurt the economy. This was the plan of the deep state, of the central bank. It was to bring the economy down. Yes, it had to do with the election. Yes, they wanted to make Trump look bad, but they wanted everything back in line for the Great Reset. They just couldn't get there. Every time they tried to bring down the stock market, it didn't work. Every time they tried to destroy the economy, it didn't work. Actually, we're seeing a V recovery. Everything that Trump said has come true. That we were going to see an economy that improved in the third quarter. It was going to get a lot better in the fourth. Come 2021, we were going to see the economy do a lot better. Look what happened when these states, these cities decided to open up again right at the exact moment Biden was inaugurated. Yes, it was a couple days after. You think they planned this? Of course they did. Look what happened when they started to open up. The economy started to take off again. Trump knew this. It was artificially shut down. When you shut something down artificially and you just turn it back on, what happens? The economy bounces back. Yes, you're going to lose jobs because of what has happened. Yes, you're going to lose businesses because of what has happened. But the majority of the economy is going to shoot back. It's not going to say in a depression. It wasn't a natural depression. It was man-made. And Trump, he knew this. And we know the entire agenda for all of this is to bring the people to this point where they say no more. That's what we're experiencing right now in the economy, in our everyday lives. Why? Because the Patriots are moving very, very quickly to get rid of the deep state, the swamp individuals in government and everywhere else, and the central bank. And recently we've seen Elon Musk, which is very interesting. He bought something like $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. And what happened to Bitcoin once that was done and it was announced? Bitcoin started to shoot up. Apple now is out there. They're saying that they might purchase 5 billion Bitcoin. Now, the question is, who's driving this? Who's pushing this? Because once Apple purchases $5 billion in Bitcoin, what happens to Bitcoin? It moves up. Now, is this going against the central bank fiat currency? Remember, the fiat currency was created by the central bank. It's centralized. Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, they're decentralized. There's no managing organization that's controlling it. Remember, China has their own electronic currency that they're trying to push out there. And remember, Facebook, they tried to start Libra. It didn't work. Do you need banks with cryptocurrency? No, you don't. Do you need a central bank with cryptocurrency? No. Can you use it right off the bat? Yeah, you can, because it's electronic. You download an app. If companies accept it, it's like paying with the dollar, the electronic dollar. Really, there's no difference. Now, the question is this being used to put pressure on the central bank fiat currency? Because as this continually rises and continually moves up, will it compete with the fiat currency? Will it compete with the Great Reset currency that they're trying to implement? Is this the push to destroy fiat currency? It could be. And we know that Trump and the Patriots, these individuals, they know that the central bank is not a benefit to the American people. The central bank works against the people, not just here in the United States, but around the world. They also understand that to destroy the central bank, because it's so large, there's the IMF, there's the ECB, there's the Fed, there's the Biz and the Rothschilds that sit on top. They know that this is going to be very, very difficult. Now, think about all the things that we've seen so far. We've seen how you can manipulate the stock market, where if you get everyday people to invest in a stock, you can put pressure on hedge funds. Remember, they're used, and I'm talking about the hedge funds, Wall Street and the rest, and the corrupt politicians, they're used to manipulating everything against the everyday person. The everyday person showed everyone that you can manipulate it against them. And as soon as this happened, they couldn't take it anymore. They needed to stop it. They needed to make sure that the everyday person couldn't buy or sell or do anything with the stock. They just shut it down. Have you ever seen them do that to hedge funds or institutions when they're making a huge amount of profit? No, not really. Remember, they don't just go out and buy, one stock. They buy millions of shares. What's the difference if there's a lot of people buying 1 million shares? There isn't. But why did they stop the people? Because it was hurting the corrupt politicians, it was hurting Wall Street, and it was exposing everything. And they didn't like it. So once you start to put all this together, a lot of things have happened. And I can see there is some type of push going on right now. And I do believe we're going to see a lot more. Listen, everyone, thanks a lot for listening. Be well, be safe, and especially be prepared. Thanks a lot.